No.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Zero Interest. This time we're looking at Mob Psycho, Episode 3. Take it away, Casey.
Go on.
Go on.
Episode 3.
The full title?
Yes.
Okay, let me... Oh, but it's gonna... Oh, I'm gonna trip over my words again. Don't do this to me, man. Don't do... Okay, fine. Let me find the thing.
Laugh a little.
I gotta... No, I don't know. Gosh darn it. I gotta find the title again. It's, Here, you want the episode title? Here you go. It's freaking an invitation to a meeting. Simply put, I just want to be popular. There.
That didn't make me laugh.
No. I'm not going to trip over my words and make you laugh. Bleh. So take it away, Casey.
Boo. So this episode starts with my new favorite thing, the bodybuilding club. They're doing jogging or power walking, hard to tell. And they're doing the,
Fight
motivational
on.
chants.
Fight
Yeah.
on.
And
Yeah.
Mob is like 100 feet behind them, just struggling, and then he collapses. And like, oh, hey, this isn't good. We should probably get him back to the school. And they leave
They
him
carry
with...
him all the way back to the club room.
Yeah. And they leave him with the former telepathy club, who want to know what the deal is with joining the bodybuilding club. Like, why?
And for reference sake, they're allowed to use the room because the Body Improvement Club only wanted to use it to store their weights and equipment and stuff.
Yeah, they don't really need it that much.
Like, most of their stuff is outdoors, so...
Yeah. I mean, they probably will use that room for actually using the equipment. Like, there was a bench there that they'll probably want to use inside. And it's not a thing you want to drag around everywhere. But, yeah. So, the telepathy... the telepathy
You were saying?
club... So, they want to know why Mob joined the bodybuilding club. And he's like, I wanted to improve my body. Go figure.
Psychic powers don't make a man more appealing.
Yeah,
as seen in...
Yeah. And he's been relying on his psychic powers all the time, so he's weak as a weak thing.
Wants to grow out and become a more rounded person.
Yeah. And they're like, yeah, okay, psychic powers, sure, whatever, who cares? And as a demonstration, he takes all of the fucking dumbbells that the bodybuilding club left and just start firing them around the room. Puts them back and drops one into his hand, which immediately sinks to the ground. And probably snaps an arm. Because that's what happens.
He can't actually carry like that with his own hands, and so he's like, see? And then former club leader is freaking out, and we're like, oh, don't you understand? My dream is to use telepathy so we can talk to extraterrestrials. I've tried everything so far, and telepathy is the only thing I think can work. And
psychic powers to talk to aliens.
Yeah, that's her belief, is that it will work.
So she's the kind of person that's like, there's a lizard man conspiracy in California, and the Thetans are in on it, or something stupid. Yeah.
Yeah, basically.
Just all of the crazy bullshit, and she believes all of it.
It's like, no, I want to get stronger, I want to become more appealing. And she's like, you want to be popular? And he's like, yeah, well, I guess.
Not really, is what he says.
Not really, but he's like kind of blushing. He's like, he just wants to be able to like appeal to the girl that he likes. And
I get the impression he doesn't want to be popular. Like he says later, he doesn't want to be popular. He just wants to get that girl, and
if
being popular would help. So
yeah.
if
it's not his end goal, but it's going to be part of his goal.
It's a potential route to his end goal.
Yeah.
So.
And she's like, well, getting stronger won't make you more popular. You should just use telepathy. And he's like, oh.
I have been using telepathy. Look where it's gotten me.
And so he goes to Reagan, and he's like, and Reagan's like, telepathy? What do you want to use it for?
Mind reading? He's well, like, yeah.
Mind reading, yeah. That is telepathy, is mind reading.
Yeah, granted. What do you want to use? There's a girl. Okay. I was kind of expecting you to say, yeah, okay, maybe I have a little bit of an inkling into it, but yeah. So he's like, yeah, tale as old as time, kind of thing. Doesn't actually help that much.
He doesn't really encourage Mob in one way or the other.
Yeah.
He's just like, well, I don't know how to do mind reading, but reading a girl's mind, I get that. Yeah. I get that want.
Yeah, he doesn't immediately say, no, forget about the girl, just help me with the exorcism, that's important, and that's to the benefit of the character. Like, that would have been really tiresome really quickly if that was all his character was. So I'm glad they didn't go that route.
He does care about Mob. It's not that he just only cares about the exorcism stuff. Like last episode, the only reason he was like, just hurry up and come over here was because Mob was like, I don't really want to join his club anyways. And he's like, well then come on, hurry up.
Yeah. So Mob's walking home and he gets accosted by
a person in a smile mask.
In a mask that has a smiley face on it that will look somewhat familiar to anyone that has seen any acts of cyber terrorism news stories in the past 10 years or so. So yeah, she just wants him to smile, and she wants to find out why he's not smiling, because he looks sad, and she doesn't want him to be sad. Is it a bunch of things that she gets wrong? No? Is it a girl? How did you know?
Mob is incredibly gullible.
Yeah, it's a really, really, really bad example of cold reading, but he falls for it anyway. Yeah. So, I'm feeling an M. Is there an M anywhere in the audience? Yeah, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So, she leads him to their base in a building that is somewhere we don't really care.
Yeah.
And he gets shown to this auditorium where there are a bunch of these people in the smiley masks, and
gets pushed onto stage.
Gets dragged up on stage by a group of them with a raggedy-looking man who
I presume is homeless.
Homeless or really, really down on his luck, and a schoolgirl who happens to be that girl with the camera from the intro. She is Mob's classmate.
Yeah.
Sorry.
He's never spoken to her, but she recognizes him because he's kind of a famous loner in the school.
That's a bit of a contradiction in terms, but sure.
I think her name is Misato.
I think that sounds right, yeah. And then the leader of this group comes out and...
Dimple.
Like, yeah, Dimple. I get it, because it's smiling.
Yeah.
And he is just so happy to be here. Because of the mask, because it's not... It's... kind of thing. Yeah, so he is so excited to be here, and he takes off the mask, and it's... it reminds me of a character type, but it escapes me.
Laugh, everybody! Laugh! Yeah.
Kind of like the face design of that character that is a cross-dresser, but they're just in not cross-dressing mode. That kind of character design kind of is what it reminds me of.
Okay.
There are a surprising number of those in anime. So he tells everyone to remove their masks, and underneath the masks, everyone is just laughing constantly and super happy to be here. Oh, and the cult is called LOL, by the way. Just
Yeah. LOL.
yeah. Um, and they're like, "Hey, we're gonna put these masks on you, and we're gonna make you happy, and you're gonna laugh your days away and such." So they put the masks on Mob and the shabby-looking guy, and they take the mask off of shabby-looking guy, and he's super happy all of a sudden. Yay! Woo! And what was her name again?
Misato.
Yeah. She's like, "Hey, I don't want no. I'm just here to report on this as part of my school's newspaper club because this is super shady, and we want to know what's going
I
on."
followed this. I followed this rumor here. You guys have been around for about a month, and this doesn't seem like you've been around for a month. Just this
Yeah.
level of absurd decor and organization and crazy number of followers
Mm.
really seems suspicious.
Yeah. So they're like, well, let's just show you what we actually do here. And they put the mask on her, and she takes it off almost immediately, but is still affected. And
Yeah, they put the mask on the homeless man first, I think, and
yeah.
he starts laughing, and she's like, "Oh no, no!" And she takes it off, and she can't help it. Now she's like, can't help but laugh, and she's like, "I don't want to. I don't want to." It's kind of terrifying, having your body laugh uncontrollably while your mind screams no.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, and so they put the mask on Mob.
They put the mask on Mob first, I think.
No, he's the.
No, they put the mask on Mob and the shabby guy, but they take the shabby guys off first, and Mob is just sort of stood there with the mask on. He's like, is something supposed to happen?
He's like, if this is all about just smiling and being happy and not being popular, can I go home? And he takes the mask off, and they're like, what? Why didn't that work?
Yeah, and we get a weird thing that Mob says, and I can't quite remember the exact wording. I think it was like his dad once said that anyone who hasn't smoked has only lived a half life or something like that.
Yeah, it was like he was like, come back here. If you can't laugh or anything, you're really missing out. And he's like, well, my dad said, people who don't smoke are missing out on like half their life. And
I guess that means that everyone has a different view on what life is.
Yeah, he's like, well, everybody has a different view on what life is. That's what I learned from that. So I'm not missing out. Thank you very much. Goodbye.
Yeah, and we get a flashback to his childhood of playing, and the other kids are like, hey, why aren't you smiling? Why aren't you laughing? You're supposed to be having fun. Why aren't you having fun? He's like, I am having fun. This is great. And then his girly girl is like, hey, get a clue, shithead.
You'll get a clue.
Yeah.
She doesn't say the curse word, but yeah, just get a clue.
The implication is there.
And that's said after Dimple says, get a clue to him.
And he says, wow. Oh no, I think that's a bit later, but yeah.
I think it's a bit later, but you can see that his explosion numbers are going up.
Yep. Very rapidly. To the point where I was like, oh, the halfway point is like, it's like 60%, huh? I guess it's gonna explode in a couple of episodes.
They do no. There's a whole milk drinking contest, which they force him into.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, Mob likes milk.
Yeah, that's... Why would you agree to this? Mob likes milk. There's a cow in the background. He smiles at that.
Yeah.
Yay.
Yay. So he does 3 rounds where he wins because the person who spits out milk first loses. And he has the best poker face of all time. And so then finally the later Dimple goes up, but he mixed something in with the milk and makes Mob spit it out. And everybody starts being like, hey, he laughed. And everybody's laughing at him. And see, he laughed. Which really...
Mob is furious for some reason because he's like, I did not laugh.
Well, they mixed something into his milk and made him spit it out. Remember, Mob loves milk.
Oh, yeah. Right. I forgot about that. Mob loves milk, so he was super mad about that. Okay.
Yeah.
How dare you?
Don't ruin his milk. Yeah.
And Dimple starts to get kind of pissed off at what's going on, and Mob realizes, oh, thank God, someone that is so horrible as to say something cruel as get a clue, um, isn't actually human. So, hmm, hmm,
Hmm. Hmm.
hmm,
So it turns out that Dimple was a spirit inhabiting the body of this person, and
yeah, dude was possessed.
yeah. And then we see a short thing on Mob where it's like because he's realized how dangerous his powers were at a young age, he's been trying to seal them away and just not being able to do things the way he wants or act the way he wants, like over a long period of time, has kind of caused him to seal away his emotions. And so once his emotions reach a breaking point, though, they kind of leak out.
Sorry.
So
Yeah.
that's the whole reasoning behind the counter.
Explosion. Explosion.
So whatever emotion kind of comes out first, and what he's feeling explodes out the top. And this time we get rage.
Hmm. And he is so mad he is going full Deku right now.
His hair starts floating upwards, and yeah, I can see it looks a bit like Deku.
A little bit, yeah, sure. Um, it
And
basically looks exactly like Deku, except the hair is black instead of green. That's literally the only difference.
I
Um,
wouldn't say the exact same, but yeah, there's a similarity there, definitely.
so
And all the people get sent up, basically up against the ceiling, so he has an area to fight. And
he does
yeah, it's a
beat
very
him,
pretty fight.
and he doesn't have the flat face anymore. He has.
Like, he's clearly upset. And after a fight where he pretty much demolishes Dimple, he puts his fingers to Dimple's head and is like, "I'm terrible," and then Dimple explodes.
Yeah. Also, we got another shot where he looks like Eraserhead from My Hero Academia as well. So that was also
You're
a thing
really
that happened.
drawing the Hero Aka comparisons.
Those, I'm not even kidding. I'm gonna put the clips in there, and you're gonna see what I mean. That, like, audience, you're gonna see what I mean. That looked, yeah, it was right there. I'm one way or the other. There was inspiration here, and someone took some notes.
Hmm. And so that fight ends, and cut to Deku and Reagan eating burgers and stuff, and talking about what just happened.
And Reagan's super nice. Like,
Yeah,
yes, what happened? And Mob goes through the whole story, and he's like, oh, so, yeah, mind control on that kind of scale. Yeah, that's a thing that a lot of, yeah, that can happen, and it's not even always psychic, but you saved a lot of people's lives just by being there, so good job.
yeah. He's like your inability to get a clue, which is amazing. Which I was like, that is really, but because you're the way you are, those were people that only you could save.
Yeah.
And he's being real support. And Bob's like, and he's smiling. It's like 0%.
Yeah.
And then we get to see Mob wakes up in the morning.
Next day, and there's little green Slimer dude there.
It's like, yo, partner, and it's Dimple. But now he's a little tiny ghost. And you see Mob's counter go up to 20% again.
I hope he doesn't stick around. He does. Okay, good to know. All right.
He's a character that develops weirdly enough.
Mm.
But yeah, no, the show has a lot of unlikable people at first, but they develop.
Mm.
It's just that, yeah, that's all I can really say.
So Mob's Girl Girl is kind of a bitch. Just
Yeah,
like
yeah, no,
every example of anything she has done in this show has been kind of shitty. Just
yeah. She's kind of traumatized him, actually.
hmm.
Um,
Several times.
yeah,
Like they exacerbate each other. It's pretty bad.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
He's stuck with a crush on her though, so
Hmm.
um yeah, but middle school is a rough time if you have a crush on somebody who's really not good for you. So,
Hmm. So, yeah. Animation, again, great. Uh, really unsettling work with the smiling and laughing people. That was
mm-hmm. Yep.
intentionally unsettling, except the one time it wasn't, which was with the newspaper girl, where there was that one shot where it was just her, like, seemed genuinely smiling. Somehow that actually made it a little more unsettling.
I think that was the point
Mm,
of it. To her, it feels genuine, sort of, almost, but it's
yeah.
not. You have that sort of dichotomy of,
Mm,
no, I don't want to be feeling this.
yeah. So, mm, it's a good premise. It's a very good premise.
Yeah. There is a brief shot, I think, also where they're like, "What happened to the guy? Was Simple always like that? Well, somebody, what the guy who, maybe that guy who saved us, that's the true messenger from God."
Yeah, that happened too. He's on a mission from God.
Boy, does that set up an arc that's not going to be in the same vein because it's so far ahead.
Hmm.
But yeah, I like
Alrighty.
this episode because we get to see what the percentage actually means.
Hmm. I mean, it's fairly explicit from the beginning, but sure.
Yeah, it's straightforward, but at the same time, I feel like this is where the show starts to build on itself, I guess,
Hmm.
because what you're seeing is as the show's going on, it's introducing more and more characters, and those characters get a lot of play. They all have a purpose.
Right.
So
Okay.
it's a very well structured show and series in that regard.
Cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think we're done.
Yeah. Pretty much. I'm down for more. That's basically all I got.
We'll see you guys next time with Mob Psycho 100, episode 4, which is Idiots Only Event. Kin.
You disappoint me.
Well, that's all you're going to get.